If you are rushing to file your taxes right now to beat the April 15th deadline, you need to stop exactly what you are doing. The IRS just issued an urgent, official warning to millions of American taxpayers. And if you blindly hit the submit button on your tax return today, you could be hit with an automatic, non-waivable $5,000 penalty. We are just days away from the biggest tax deadline of 2026, and because millions of Americans are desperate for a larger refund due to the recent tax hikes, they are falling for a massive trap. The federal government has officially weaponized a specific penalty code, and if your tax return contains just one of these toxic triggers, your refund will be permanently frozen, and the IRS will legally extract $5,000 directly from your bank account. Welcome to ClearPath Tax. Today we are talking about a massive emergency alert the IRS just broadcasted regarding the 2026 tax filing season. Because we are in the final countdown to April 15th, panic is setting in. People are looking for any possible way to increase their refund, and they are turning to viral social media tax hacks or shady, unlicensed tax preparers who promise massive payouts. The IRS has officially had enough. They have programmed their new AI supercomputers to instantly flag tax returns that claim specific highly abused credits. If the computer catches you, the IRS is no longer just denying the refund. They are actively enforcing IRC Section 6702, which is the frivolous tax return penalty. Let me be perfectly clear about how brutal this $5,000 penalty is. This is not a tax bill based on a percentage of what you owe. This is a flat, automatic $5,000 fine slapped on top of whatever taxes you already owe. It is incredibly difficult to fight. It cannot be easily waived through a first-time penalty abatement, and it applies to every single return you file with these errors. Even worse, the IRS does not care if you were tricked by a bad accountant, or if you saw a video on TikTok and thought it was a legal loophole. When you sign that Form 1040, you are signing under penalty of perjury. The federal government holds you 100% personally responsible for every digit on that paper. So what exactly is triggering this massive $5,000 trap in 2026? The IRS warning specifically highlights two massive scams that are running rampant right now. The first is the fraudulent use of the fuel tax credit using Form 4136. This is a very specific, legitimate tax credit designed entirely for off-highway business and farming use. If you own a massive commercial farm and buy thousands of gallons of tractor fuel, you get a credit. But scammers are telling everyday W-2 employees and Uber drivers that they can claim this credit for the gas they put in their personal Honda Civic. If you attach Form 4136 to your tax return and you do not own a qualifying agricultural or commercial business, the IRS AI will instantly reject your refund and hit you with the $5,000 fine. The second toxic trigger is the phantom sick and family leave credit. During the pandemic, the government created a special credit to help self-employed individuals who could not work because they were sick or caring for family members. That credit has long expired for the average person. However, predatory tax preparers are still secretly injecting this form into their clients' 2026 tax returns, fabricating fake self-employment income, and claiming thousands of dollars in bogus sick leave just to artificially inflate the refund. The IRS knows exactly what this looks like. They have trained their algorithms to spot this specific form, and if it is on your return illegally, it is an instant $5,000 penalty. This is exactly why the smartest thing you can do right now is hit the pause button. Do not file your taxes today if you have not thoroughly reviewed every single page of your return. You need to look at the actual PDF of your tax documents. If you see Form 4136 for the fuel tax credit, or Form 7202 for sick and family leave, and you do not explicitly know why they are there, do not sign that return. If you hired a tax preparer and they promise you a $10,000 refund but refuse to show you the paperwork before you sign, grab your documents and walk away immediately. This brings us to the most dangerous threat of the April tax season, the ghost preparer. A ghost preparer is someone who charges you money to do your taxes, but when it comes time to sign the bottom of the form, they leave their signature and their PTI, Preparer Tax Identification Number, completely blank. They print the return and tell you to mail it in yourself, or they file it under your name as if you prepared it. Why do they do this? Because they are injecting these illegal $5,000 penalty triggers into your return to get you a massive refund so you will pay their high fees. But because their name is nowhere on the document, when the IRS AI flags the fraud, the ghost preparer disappears and you are left facing the federal government entirely alone. If you are feeling overwhelmed, rushed, or unsure about the numbers on your tax return, you need to utilize the ultimate IRS escape hatch. You do not have to file your taxes on April 15th. Instead of rushing and risking a $5,000 frivolous return penalty, you can go to the IRS website today and file Form 4868. This is an automatic 100% free 6-month extension. Filing this form takes less than 5 minutes, and it legally pushes your filing deadline all the way to October 15th, 2026. It gives you half a year to find a legitimate licensed CPA or enrolled agent to review your documents and ensure your return is bulletproof. However, there is one massive catch to the extension that millions of people misunderstand. An extension to file is not an extension to pay. If you know that you are going to owe the IRS money this year because your standard deduction was cut or your business made a profit, you still have to estimate that amount and send them a payment by April 15th. If you file the extension but fail to send the money you owe, the IRS will hit you with a late payment penalty of 0.5% per month plus interest. But let me be clear, paying a tiny bit of interest on a late payment is a million times better than rushing a fraudulent return and getting slapped with an automatic $5,000 fine and a full-blown IRS audit. The 2026 tax season is the most aggressive enforcement year we have ever seen. The IRS has the funding, they have the AI, and they are actively looking to make examples out of taxpayers who try to game the system. Do not let a desperate rush to the finish line destroy your finances. Review your return. Look out for ghost preparers, and if you are not 100% confident in your numbers, file the extension today. If this warning just saved you $5,000, hit the subscribe button right now to join ClearPath Tax. Share this video with anyone you know who is rushing to file this week, and I will see you in the next video. Another trap that is currently putting thousands of taxpayers in the crosshairs of this $5,000 penalty is the fake Schedule C loophole. Right now, there is a massive trend of unlicensed tax preparers and social media influencers advising everyday W-2 employees to invent a fake small business on their tax return just to claim massive artificial losses. They will tell you to write off your personal rent, your groceries, and your daily commute as business expenses, intentionally generating a massive net loss to offset your W-2 salary and artificially trigger a huge refund. The IRS supercomputers are specifically programmed to catch this. If you report a $60,000 W-2 salary but suddenly claim a $40,000 loss on a consulting business that has zero actual revenue and no legitimate business bank accounts, the AI will instantly freeze your return. Not only will you face the $5,000 frivolous penalty, but claiming fake business losses is considered textbook tax evasion. The IRS is also actively hunting down people falling for the fake W-2 and withholding scam. This is a highly dangerous lie circulating online claiming that you can use your tax return to access secret government funds by inventing fake tax withholdings. Scammers will actually charge you an upfront fee to prepare these documents, promising a payout of tens of thousands of dollars. Let me be perfectly clear, if you submit a tax return claiming that a random employer withheld $20,000 from your paycheck, the IRS computer instantly checks that number against the master W-2 database. When the system realizes the employer never actually submitted those withholdings, the computer automatically blocks the refund, flags your social security number for potential identity theft, and issues the $5,000 fine directly to you. What you need to deeply understand is that getting hit with this penalty is not just a one-time financial loss. It acts as a permanent black mark on your entire IRS record. Once the federal government catches a frivolous tax return attached to your social security number, you are placed on a highly restrictive audit watch list. For the next several years, your tax returns will no longer pass through the automated system for a quick 2-week refund. Instead, every single return you file moving forward will be manually pulled, heavily scrutinized, and delayed by human examiners. Your future refunds could be frozen for 6 to 8 months every single year while the IRS demands physical receipts and proof of every single deduction you claim, completely destroying your financial planning. Do not let the desperation of the April 15th deadline force you into a catastrophic financial mistake. If a tax hack sounds too good to be true, or if a preparer guarantees you a massive refund before even looking at your documents, the IRS already knows about the scam, and their AI is waiting to catch you. Take control of your tax situation today. If you need more time to verify your numbers, go file the free extension right now. If you are hiring someone to help you, demand to see their PTN and insist they sign the return as your paid preparer so they are held legally liable for the math. If you want to stay completely safe and legally lower your taxes without triggering these massive federal penalties, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to ClearPath Tax. Drop a comment below if you have seen any of these shady tax scams popping up on your social media feeds this month, and I will see you in the next video.